touch! Verstappen is out of the race!
That's what you get when you don't leave the space. Hell.
He wasn't very fair there, so it's fine.
Gasly 5th, Magnussen 6th, and there Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton dueling, going into turn 1. Verstappen on the inside, they're going wheel to wheel. Fernando Alonso's going to watch out, and they make contact. Verstappen gets past and ahead of him, and he knows that there is a gap coming at the end of the main straight. Alonso rather squeezed them up a bit. That's where they clashed.
Oh, make puncture. Puncture.
He wasn't very fair there, so it's fine.
Could you have given more space? How difficult is it to judge how much room there is around there?
There was enough space on the left.
More than a car's width, I think?
Yep.
Thanks, Max.
Without that contact, would they have already been...
Here goes Verstappen down the inside on Lewis Hamilton. They make contact. Martin.
No, he was a bit locked up, wasn't he? But I think he opened the steering wheel. He opened the steering wheel earlier than he should have done. He should have gone all the way round.
That's good effort, mate.
Yeah, just that's it. I'm trying to overtake.
Getting squeezed onto the grass, and that's cost him a bit, and he's alongside Max Verstappen. Verstappen on the inside, and Hamilton is forced a little bit wide, and they're all getting into contact with each other. Hamilton and Verstappen are on the grass.
So that's where Hamilton then does the Verstappen trick. Verstappen gives him a little shove. Now they're sliding around on their coolish tyres. Nothing.
That was super dangerous, man. I feel like I got hit behind, so the back end came out, maybe.
I think basically Max had to get out of the throttle, and it gave him the oversteer that made him slide towards Hamilton.
He pushed me hard.
Yep, understood.
Critical corners for this Grand Prix.
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside, a continent touch! Verstappen is out of the race, and that's a big crash into Cobbs!
Thinks he's got the inside covered, and then turns in. Wouldn't have really have known where Lewis was.
I don't know, Bono. I mean, it's turned in on me. I was ahead going in there, man. Fully alongside, it's my line.
Yeah, copy, Lewis.
Max goes to cover him against the old pit wall, thinks he's got the job done, turns in. Lewis was sort of middle of the track there, wasn't he?
You know, I'm on the outside, I'm opening up my corner, not expecting him to commit, and he understeered into the rear of my car.
Particularly with battling with Max, you know, he's very aggressive. And then today, I mean, I was fully alongside him, and he didn't let me in space. So
Verstappen right behind Hamilton into the first chicane. Once again, it's wheel to wheel. Hamilton and Verstappen, and this time Verstappen and Hamilton have crashed out.
That's what you get when you don't leave the space. Hell.
I was ahead going into the corner, and next thing I know, I guess Max went over the second curb or something like that. He obviously knew at that point he wasn't going to make the corner, and he drove into me.
I already had to move on to the green side of the track, next to the track. But then nevertheless, I thought we were going to have a nice fight into turn 1, through turn 2. But as soon as I was next to him, he just kept on squeezing me more and more to the left. And I still thought, you know, we'll just have enough space to make it into turn 2. But unfortunately, he ran me a bit too much out of road. So then I clipped the sausage curb, and that's why we touched.
I get the feeling it's going to happen again.
Max, so let's give the position back to Hamilton.
They touched and they collided! Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton! Hamilton has now just picked up the fastest lap of the race and a point to go with that.
That was over. Max left a lot of space to me.
I don't know what's going on here, Max. He's trying to let him pass. He's not going past.
Yeah, let's check my tyre.
Just brake tested me. I've just hit him, man. My wing's broken.
He's been told to give you the position.
He just brake tested me, dude. So I didn't know what's going on. Yeah, it's just dangerous driving, dude.
I slowed down. I wanted to let him by, so I'm on the right, but he didn't want to overtake, and we touched. So yeah, I don't really understand what happened there.
Quite understand why all of a sudden he hit the brakes quite heavily, and then I ran into the back of him, and then he moved on, so I didn't understand exactly what was going on, and I got a message afterwards that he was going to let us pass, so it was a bit confusing.
Here he goes, I'll tell you what, Max Verstappen right on the tail there of Lewis Hamilton. Hammer goes around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Has Verstappen got ahead by the time they get to the next corner? They touch. The Mercedes of Hamilton and the Red Bull of Verstappen make contact. Now this is what happened. Verstappen's ahead going into turn one. Hamilton now ahead going into there. Who's at fault?
He left me no space.
That was not a race to me.
Okay, copy.
Puncher, right puncher, rear puncher, I think.
So big thank you. What can I say? You know how it is with Max, so.
To be honest, I went around the outside and I nearly thought he was not going to leave space. So I just went for it. He didn't leave me space, so I knew we were going to get together. It cost him the race win. For me, it gave me 5 seconds. It's just a shame, you know. I thought we could race quite well together, but really the intention was not there to race.
Here we go again then, and you can see Verstappen closing, under braking, he's going to force his way, and hits Lewis Hamilton!
Move the steering, mate. Copy, mate.
Yeah, double braking.
I mean, I went for a move that was fully on, but then in the middle of the braking zone, when I'm already committed, of course, to the move, he suddenly just keeps warping right. If I wouldn't have turned while braking straight, I would have made contact with him. So at one point, yeah, naturally I lock up because he just keeps on turning to the right.
I left enough space on the inside and he locked up and obviously then couldn't turn, so he came at a different trajectory and clipped my wheel. So if he was under control, he would have gone by.